It's Meet Me for Coffee. It's a very special edition of the show with a band I've previously interviewed, Bobaflex. Well, they're formerly called Bobaflex. Now they're called the Lonely Ones. It's Marty and Jimmy. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
So the name. Where'd you guys get the name from?
We were in a parking lot freaking out because Bobaflex was over. A couple people's relationships went into a dumpster, and it just kind of came out of my mouth, and everybody's like, that's it. We are the Lonely Ones. It's like the touring thing is a blast, and I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything, but it can screw some relationships up, and it can screw some, you come home and there's a McDonald's that wasn't there when you left, and there's a, everyone's got babies and married and new jobs, and it's kind of a play on the Bob Seger song.
Yeah. So Marty, what instrument do you play? Are you a guitar or no? You're
guitar singer. I play rhythm guitars and sing lead.
Yeah. And what about Jamie?
I play bass and
all
sing
right.
backbeats.
Finally,
Yes,
a good instrument, man. Fuck. My old set behind me, I used to have a couple of I'm a bass player as well, so I had like the Marcus Miller jazz bass, the Geddy Lee jazz bass, and a few other things as well. So playing music to me, I played in that band for a very long time, and like you said, like people move on. You find the one for you, marry them, and you have a kid, and well, it's over, and hopefully one day you look forward to getting back in the band. But being a band that was well known before as Bobaflex, and listening to your music now, I'll tell you this. What's Blackstone Cherry is a very good reference to relate your music with, because the most recent record that they're coming out with right now, I can kind of tell you that you guys sound similar to them. Are they a bit of an influence to you?
Not particularly, but I think that probably their influences stem from some of the same influences we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess it's gorilla and man kind of thing.
We're
There's
pretty
a
close.
common ancestor.
We're pretty close to the same area. We're from West Virginia. They're from Kentucky. Our sound guy actually did their first couple shows when they were kids.
Yeah.
So we're the same kind of area, kind of mountain rock, kind of blues, southern rock kind of feel. Whether I want that in the band or not, it's just part of me, and it just comes through anyway. So I guess that's how it works.
It's cool, man. Like that's a sound that I love. Just the I guess a bit of a southern feel that I hear, right? It's very good, and you got some praise from some of the boys in Queen as well. How does that feel? That's amazing.
I'll take that to my grave with me. That was something special to hear for his words. He called it magnificent, and I'm gonna get that printed and framed and hung up in my bedroom.
That's what I was doing an interview the other day, and a guy was asking, "What's the next cover?" And I go, I don't think we need to do any more covers. I think that's it. After Brian May said that it was terrific cover, I go, well, write that one down. We can move on.
And you guys covered the Flash and Hero. Those are the song.
Yeah.
So how'd you hear about his compliments to you?
Shauna O'Donnell, she's the greatest.
Oh, awesome.
We hired her to come on to do PR, and she's been incredible.
She's absolutely phenomenal.
She got all the way to Brian May. I can't. We've never had a publicist be. I can't say enough good things about her.
Well, Shauna's been in the business for quite some time. She's represented a lot of great bands, individuals, and I've known her for probably 5 years now. And everybody she sends to me is a very good quality artist or individual, and they're good people. And she has a lot of great outreach, man. She goes to NAMM, she goes to all these places, and then she finds the best route for your music, right? Puts you in publications, gets you on shows like this, and that's the best part. Having a good publicist, man. You hire somebody and they do an awesome job. I mean, there's so many lowlifes in this industry that completely scam you, and Shauna is not one of them. So
she's not. She's definitely.
Congratulations on finding somebody who's really reliable, man. And the Lonely Ones. Fuck, man. When I saw the press release, right, and she sent it to me, and I can only see the Lonely. Like, I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, the Lonely Island. You remember that band?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I clicked on it, and I was like, the Lonely Ones. But I was excited. Then listening to your music, it was awesome, dude. Very, very happy to hear that you guys were formerly a Bobaflex. I know turning the page is very hard, and having a publicist help you turn that page has probably worked some wonders for you, hasn't it?
It really has.
She's been like, you could tell that she really cares. And that was the first thing that we noticed when we started discussing, because Jimmy and I were like, who do we get? Who do we get? And we started looking around at bands, and we saw the Black Moods. We're like, these guys are blowing up. They're everywhere, and saw her name by it. And we thought, well, let's reach out to her. We reach out to a couple other people and see what happens. And she just cares so much. You can feel it when you talk to her, and you can see it in her work. And like, she just sends us stuff every day. We're like, how did you get this done? How did you do this? Nobody knows who we are. And she's spreading the word like wildfire. And I mean, you know, we're sticking with her until we retire when we're in our 90s.
Well, first off, I think it's who you know, right? It's not how you do it. It's who you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
And if you're really reputable or have a great reputation, they're going to take your word for you for grant. Like, they're going to be like, hey, you know what? Shauna said these guys are good. They must be pretty good. I know a lot of label reps and whatever. And when I was in the band, I used to try to submit my music to them through Facebook and like Twitter. They're like, hey, you're not a trusted source, I'm not accepting anything, right?
Yeah.
So you guys open an amazing door now. So what's the future of the Lonely Ones? Like, how does it work now that you guys have turned the page?
Well, I think broadly speaking, the game right now, especially considering COVID, is just putting out content. You know, the money is not coming in from playing concerts. You're not getting that exposure from opening for larger bands. So the game is just kind of flex your creative muscles, put out as much stuff as you can put out of a high quality as rapidly as you can put it out, and show somebody how much you can do on your own. And that hopefully will entice some record label interest to say, man, these guys are doing this on their own with a relatively small budget. I wonder what they can do with our team, our bankroll, etc., our connections.
And how often do you guys practice? Like every day, or?
When we have everything set up, it's as often as we can, 5, 6, 7 days a week.
That's awesome. Is that what it takes to keep things solid, or you guys can take a bit of a break and come back after 2 weeks and be right back in the pocket?
We don't like to take breaks very much. It's like we don't have regular jobs. So that was something that we'd always done as a band. It's like, if we're not going to have regular jobs, and we need to go 8-10 hours a day and work. And like, one of the greatest concerts I ever saw was, Tool in 1998. And I was like, if you want to be that good, then you either have to sell your soul to the devil in front of a crowd, or you have to rehearse. And so I didn't really want to sell my soul too much. So it was rehearse. And you can tell you start to cut through the people that don't want to do that. You move past them pretty quickly.
And my father was always adamant about the 4 Ps, preparation prevents poor performance. I know being in a band, I'm sure I mentioned 100 times during this interview, but you always have those breaks and you go back, and it's always hard to get back into the mood, into the feel, get tight again. So keeping the oil engine is very key, especially because you don't know after this, or I don't know if they're playing concerts in the States right now, but I've seen a few posters. Are you able to go out now in your state and play shows, or no?
No, not really.
No.
How about across the
they're,
country?
They're starting to do kind of dipping their toe into things like seated only concerts, where you, instead of buying a ticket, you buy a table, or drive-in theater concerts where it's 4 people to a car, and then there's 6 or 10 feet over in another car, and that's not something we're necessarily opposed to doing, but it's not the same. Yeah, I'm not jumping for joy about certain opportunities like that, for sure.
Oh my God, man. Like, I don't know where this is all going to end up, to be honest. Obviously, like, my platform is a bit different from yours. Any band suffering right now, like, especially because I know a lot of the money is made on the road, especially if you have a massive record deal. You're not getting paid unless you're on the road. And a lot of musicians right now are high and dry and looking for they're working that job or trying to find that other outlet. So how do you guys stay entertained with each other, especially in these times?
I would say starting a new band, Jimmy can attest to this, starting a new band, there's a lot of work to do. So we haven't really not been crazy busy. It's just been in a different realm. with, PR stuff, getting videos ready and recording and making sure, with Spotify playlist and Apple Music, that everything, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. So, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of stuff to do. It's just not all the fun stuff. Jimmy said one day, I thought it was hilarious. He's like, being in a rock band, I never thought I would say the word algorithm so much. So, we're trying to figure out those kind of things and what we can do. We haven't really gone out into the realm of looking for a record label or anything yet. That is definitely the plan. But for right now, we're just kind of trying to figure out how to be our own record label and keep this thing afloat. And when COVID and everything opens back up, we're going to be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah, man. So in every one of my shows, I ask every guest, if you've listened to Ed, you listened to Scott Page, when I asked him, how do you take your coffee? It's called Meet Me for Coffee. You guys drink coffee?
Yes.
Got mine right here.
I know you do. What's in that coffee?
Have you heard of this thing called Folgers?
Yeah.
I got that, and I got International Delight, way too much creamer because it's nighttime. I wanted just something sugar.
Yeah. International Delight, which means like you're going to be up through all the hours of the night going to the washroom, dude. Like, shit.
Yes.
He doesn't do that. Somehow he can drink coffee all night and then go right to sleep. An entire pot of coffee will fit in that thing.
Yeah,
really?
you're getting a full view of this, but I think it's 38 ounces.
Oh my God. You Americans do it all big, man. We're portion controlled here, but like our tits are like double D's because there's so much sodium in all the food. So
It's not a good thing.
What about you, Marty?
I'm a Diet Coke drinker, but if I drink coffee, it's early in the morning and it's total straight black coffee.
Yeah, man. You know how Ozzy Osbourne drinks his coffee?
How's that?
He drinks it black, but at high speed. He'll chug the whole freaking glass.
That's what I do too. I do too. I don't enjoy long coffee drinks. I drink it real fast so I get that exciting jolt, and then it's on.
Well, you guys have the last word now. The lonely one. Let's hear what you got to say to your fans, and then how do you want to recruit the future fans of the lonely ones?
All right, let me go first.
Okay.
If you like a band, interact with them, talk to them. They'll probably talk back, especially now because it's COVID. We got nothing else to do but talk to people and buy a T-shirt.
Absolutely. Support your local bands, support bands on the road, support new music. Obviously, Spotify doesn't pay their artists properly, but it's a great place to discover music.
It's great.
Yeah, maybe find out where they live and then slip them a 20 or buy a T-shirt. It's kind of less creepy that way. What about you, Marty?
I would say we're really lucky in this situation because we did build such a large fan base with our former band, and they pretty much followed us over. There's a couple people that were like, I'm not into it, which we expected to happen. But our fan base has followed us over, and what they're doing, like Jimmy said, they're buying T-shirts, they're supporting the music, they're sharing everything on their socials, and we couldn't ask for a better fan base. As far as new fans go, when COVID-19 is over with, we can get back to normal, we'll see them face to face out there on the road, beating the street, shaking hands and kissing babies, and just releasing new music constantly. I think that's what's going to be the thing is we're going to keep people excited. Probably once a month, we're going to come out with something brand new, and probably from here on out, it'll always be once a month. There's a new song coming out every month consistently. So I feel like, our fans are pretty awesome. To the new fans, do what Jimmy said. He's a wise man.
And don't just support these guys, support every band out there because they obviously need it, man. Like, look, they're all stuck in their studios. They're bored. They want to talk to you, So thanks a lot, guys. Let's do it again, man, but in person.
Yes,
absolutely.
Please. I would love that.
Me too.